So guys, we're going to be looking at the mobs now, and with my trusty pal, we can go through the basic.
Hello there.
Hello.
Anyway, let's go into Area 8 and have a little look at what's about. This is where I keep all of the aliens. By the way, out here is the aftermath of going off in the first video. Pretty devastating. The base, our little demonstration platform, it was about in this same position.
Yeah, just
close enough. It was a little bit that way or something. We've built the lovely Area 8 where we keep all the aliens. I've chosen a selection of the xenomorphs to show off. And so, let's, if you'd like to come in. So, in here we have the overmorph egg. Oh, and one of them already opened. Oh, two of them are opening.
Great.
So, I'm going to ask you to get in. So basically, as you know, so these facehuggers, sometimes the eggs can just spawn on themselves, I believe, but usually they have to be laid by a queen, and those queens are quite dangerous. Do you want to place a villager inside, or would you like to go into the lower levels to show it off?
Place a villager inside.
I'm just gonna disappear. Bonk. And I'm going to summon a villager inside the thing, and you can see when there is a villager inside. Get a good look at that. The facehugger grabs onto the villager. Now, it will stay like this for a while, and then eventually, facehugger will die and fall off and lay on the ground, and it will be completely harmless. The villager will be fine for about 2 minutes, until it starts bleeding, it will lose its vision, and then chest burster will come out. Because I want to speed up this process a little more, I'm just going to summon a chest burster onto the ground so you can have a look at what that is like. And if you look down at the ground, if you can see through the windows, running about quite fast, the little snake thing is a chest burster. Actually grow up into a full-on xenomorph. So, good that we didn't have to wait a good, 5 minutes for this thing to grow up. We can actually just go downstairs and show the live one I have captured. Here, and here we have many different aliens. I'll walk you through. Okay. So this is the drone. This is the basic alien that comes up. Yeah. Very basic alien. Normal one, runs fast, attacks you, basic sort of stuff. Now, these aliens can, on occasion, mutate and evolve into
this one.
Warriors.
Is it this one?
I think this is actually a stage of the evolution sort of thing. So usually there'd be a warrior version, which looks a lot like this one with the white dome here. Often the white dome is black. In fact, I will actually summon one into the cage so you can actually look at the differences side by side.
Oh yeah, I see. It's bigger.
It's a little bit bigger, and it's a little bit different. But it's mostly the same. Now these warriors, a lot like how the drones can become the warriors can become this thing, a Praetorian. Praetorians are, as you can see, a lot bigger, they're a lot faster, they can hurt a lot more. And these things are only one stage away from becoming a queen. And when they're a queen, they can then begin laying the eggs, as we saw above, and begin laying facehuggers, and then continue on into making more aliens. So, when there is a queen, other drones and warriors will surround it, make a hive. We actually have a demonstration kind of outside in another biome. We may be able to repair. It got a little out of hand after a while, but we could probably reset it and show you some of the hive work now, because it's really quite interesting. Don't you agree, Garfield?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's a really interesting thing to look at. But it's so the aliens can live on. If you want to kill that queen in their hive, a Praetorian will evolve into a queen. And to be honest, we're just kind of hoping that doesn't happen because this whole base will become a hive, and that won't be good. Here. Oh, I found the warrior, by the way. You have the warrior in the page here. I forgot about it. But this is what it looks like by itself. Now, the thing is that the cool thing about the aliens in the films is that whatever they impregnate, the alien actually takes features from. So if you notice in the first Alien film, it impregnates a human, it comes out standing on two legs. It's like a human.
Yeah.
Now, in the third film, it impregnates, depending on which version of the film you watch, a dog or a bull of some kind. Now, let's say animal, a four-legged animal, they will become these, which are the runners.
Oh, okay.
They're much faster, but as you can see, they are smaller, they are more dog-like.
Yeah.
And they have a slight sort of reddish tint to them. They're slightly different. They evolve in a similar way to normal, xenomorphs, really. There is a warrior version as well, which it can evolve into if wanted. But as you can see, look, it's starting across the page quite quickly. Oh, that's basically it for the alien side of things. But over here, we have some of the alien types from Prometheus and Alien Covenant. So here is the Hammerpede, which is the small worm-like thing. I believe it grows in the black goo, which is a liquid added to the game. It can mutate stuff and create these sort of things.
Yeah.
They're not very nice. They're really not nice. Over here is a beluga morph. Now, I'm not entirely familiar with how they sort of reproduce. We should probably run some tests on seeing if the Octohugger produces them, or if something else produces them. We'll definitely check on that.
Yeah.
But as you can see, they're a lot taller, stand up more properly, and yeah, they're just not very nice. He's kind of hiding in the corner at the moment. Oh no. We have a problem.
Oh.
Oh dear.
Oh no. Where'd it go?
Oh. It's disappeared. Okay. Had another one in here.
Yeah, we did.
Okay. Here it is. You just go upstairs. We'll just pretend that hasn't happened. We're just gonna go back upstairs, and nothing's wrong, and check in on our aliens here. As you can see, the villager, which was impregnated, has died, and has given birth to a second chest burster. If we don't clear this place out, they will evolve into don't open the door! Don't open the door! Get away! Get away from it! Get away from it! Why would you do this? Why would you do this? Lock the door.
Wait, I'm being attacked. Oh, they attack.
Things are not attacking me. So, do you need these things dealt with? I'll get rid of them. Ow, ow, ow. Because it's not that powerful in the base. So now that showed off a number of them, but I think we should do some actual tests of seeing the evolution in action. So we're gonna have a look at the Octohugger. Do you want to try out the Octohuggers?
Yeah.
So I'm going to run first.
I know what's in there. I'm not going in there first.
Okay, it'll come out. This doesn't destroy blocks. I have the plasma launcher on at the moment. I'm unsure if this destroys blocks. I don't think it does.
Can this go through doors?
Get away. Get away. I'm gonna blow it up. I'm gonna blow it up, okay? I'm gonna blow it up.
That didn't quite work.
No, it didn't quite work, did it? There you go.
How long does it take for the acid to go?
I don't know.
Oh, I'm gonna die.
I'm gonna die too. Wait. So, those were a few of the aliens, but the thing is that a lot of them were just too big to actually put in here. So, we actually have an area off in another biome that will actually be able to show off the much bigger aliens. So, we're going to quickly go ahead and clear that out, and we'll be back with you in a moment. In this lovely pit we've created, we're going to show off some of the bigger aliens, the ones we couldn't fit in the other thing. So the first one we have is a Aien, A-E-T-H-O-N. You say Aien? So this is it. It's very big. It can fly. I did not know that. And this
It's gonna be released into the world.
not bad for the next village it comes across, to be honest. The Ultramorph. There we are, the Ultramorph, which is paler, it's taller, a lot bigger. I'll tell you if you're in survival as well. Thing is, in one of the films, a facehugger actually impregnates a predator, and so you get Bread Alien. This thing, and it's running off into the corner. It has dreadlocks, and it's an alien. It's an alien with dreadlocks. Someone thought this was a good idea. Oh, they don't like each other. This? Do you know this?
No, I did not know this.
No, it either. Anyway, while they're doing that, we're going to... Well, do you want to fund that for a bit?
No.
And the... Oh, and the last one.
Oh, he's dead.
And then he just buggers off. Oh.
Oh, but he's still...
He can do what he wants. Thank you for killing up two examples. Anyway.
Oh, he's gone over to the base. Ah, nice.
Where's he going?
I thought he was going to go to the base.
His brothers. But anyway, now going on to the main one in the Xenomorph line. We will also discuss the predators as well. So this is the Xenomorph Queen. It's the Queen, and if you actually turn and look around the back here, now, if it feels safe enough, if it's happy enough, it will actually grow out its tube, and it will begin laying the ovomorph eggs, which we saw earlier.
And that will create the hive, right?
Create facehuggers that can go on and make a hive.
Yeah.
So to actually see the hive in action, it's pretty fantastic seeing it in action. So I'm going to basically, this progress can take a while. Usually queens have other aliens around it, but usually it picks these up naturally. But we're just going to put in some with some spawn eggs. So I'm going to place a few aliens down, and you can just kind of see. Definitely keep an eye on the alien around its tail area here, as you will actually be able to see the tube come out that lays eggs. So I'm going to place a few of the aliens now. We have a lot of aliens. when it starts making a hive resin, you see these things these hives tend to happen in caves. So sometimes, if you're in survival, you can be going around, you can be mining in your caves, and then suddenly come across hive resin, which you'll be able to see forming later, and you'll actually find that you've stumbled across an alien hive buried underground, and it's terrifying. So it does actually require a lot of aliens to kind of fill up the space. It happened a lot quicker the last time we did this, because we did actually do this once before, me and Garfield, just to make sure it actually worked. Yeah, they should have begun making it by now. Pretty sure it's wrong. A lot more in. And I really do mean a lot more. Enough. Hopefully, come on. The resin it's a black block. It looks very, very slimy, and it just sort of begins naturally replacing blocks around the area. Usually happening with aliens with, together in clumped locations. Yes, as you can see, the queens have gotten quite comfortable in their new home, and you can see this one underneath its tail. You can actually see the tube coming out. So can you see that, Garfield? Underneath the tail here, this green bit.
It's so laggy. Yeah.
Checking for you on your end. I've placed a few too many aliens. You see, this green thing, it will grow out to be a lot longer than the tail, and it will begin laying eggs. And you can see around on the blocks around you, there's a lot of hive resin coming about. Need to kill some aliens. I can kill some aliens. It's too much. After you kill the queen, you can see all the aliens grouped together, and then a Praetorian comes about. Interesting stuff. Shows you just how well this really sort of functions. You see this Praetorian, we didn't spawn this one in, this one came naturally from the ones around. If we were to kill this queen, if you didn't catch that one on camera, I'll kill this queen if you want. And you can actually see all the aliens gather around in the Praetorian compound. So I'm going to open fire. And you just keep watch on this area. You can see the really well done AI and evolution in this mod put to action. Dead, they all clump around, and then as you can see, a warrior, Praetorian. Praetorians will eventually evolve into queens and retake over the hive and continue laying the eggs. And as you can see, these blocks around have become hive resin.
What are these blocks over here? Because I didn't see these before. These, the black ones. Is this just more resin?
This is a special type of resin, just add a bit of to it. It looks nice. You can turn it off in the settings if you wish. But yeah, this is how it works. It's a really interesting system. Now, if I were to kill the Praetorian here, for a while this will just be a pit of a bunch of completely boring sort of... Oh look, it's already happened, look. Here, I've evolved into a warrior just as I killed that Praetorian. So, that'll eventually become a Praetorian, become a queen, yada yada. Process continues. They're quite infectious. Even one egg can, when you look at it, one egg can lead to, you know, a mass killing or a new hive, you know?
Yeah.
If an egg drops down and, say, you put it down in a nicely populated area like a village, well, any villager could get impregnated and, you know, one thing leads to another, you get a queen, you get a hive. Really terrifying things you do not want to come across in survival. Bit of a video we want to show you. It's the 2 dimensions which actually come with the mod. Dimensions actually have dimensional blocks, which I shall get up for you now. These blocks are, you know, they're just they're a bit like the nether block. You know the nether, you know, you go through it with, you know,
How do you get this block, by the way?
Okay, these can't be created.
Oh, okay.
They can't be created legitimately. Anyway, I'll do that properly in a proper sort of video way. So, anyway, these are the portal blocks. One is blue, one is green. Both of them are based off of the sort of films, you know, planets appearing in films. So, one goes to LV-223, which is, I believe, the planet from Prometheus or Alien Covenant. I can't remember. And then there is LV-426, which is the classic planet from the very first ever Alien film and Aliens, where they originally found the xenomorph eggs, yada yada yada. So I'm going to create this. So very similarly, you just kind of walk into it, you kind of get transported. These cannot be created before you go through. These cannot be created legitimately. It's impossible for that, as like I'm aware at the moment. They may add a way in, or I may have forgotten a way, but these are very cool little additions to the dimensions. So, which one would you like to go in first?
Let's go green.
Okay, let's go green. So that's LV-426 from the original film.
So now on the planet, and by the looks of things, the portals don't spit you out at the same place for each player. So you're making your way over to me right now, aren't you?
Yeah. I spawned at 0, actually on this planet. Well, I think you spawned somewhere in the 200s on each axis.
Yes.
A thing to note if you're doing a multiplayer thing with your friends and you both want to travel to the planet. Of course, you'd have to get the portal blocks, you know, through cheating. But if you and your mate wanted to go to a planet and you both go through, you can be separated a few hundred blocks apart, but it's not too hard to find each other. Hi. Hey. So yeah, this is LV-426, as seen in Alien and Aliens. We've probably cameoed in like a little bit in every film.
Yeah. So what is there on this planet that you can actually investigate?
The thing is, there isn't actually much here.
Ah.
It's mostly atmospheric. I mean, it looks cool.
It does.
It's a really cool sort of alien landscape, but mostly this is kind of a place where you can, you know, set up a base of some kind, or, you know, just have a nice decoration. But a very interesting thing is that in the code for the game, the mod itself, it actually has schematic folders. Did you know about that?
I did not. And what's in the folders?
In these schematic folders, there are 2 schematics, I believe. I'm just actually going to check these out. You see, if you have a mod that actually is able to copy and paste these schematics into the game, schematics are a whole other bag of oranges when it comes to modding. But yes, so our buildings and structures and stuff, which using a command you can upload a schematic into your Minecraft world at a certain coordinates. Now, the AVP has three. One of them is called Test, one of them is called Derelict Old, and one of them is called Derelict. Now, if we were to say have one of these mods installed, I could actually paste in one of these schematics for you. Now, I believe I know what Derelict is, and I can kind of guess what Derelict Old is, but Derelict is a big building the mod makers have done of the spaceship they investigate in the very first Alien film, which they find all the eggs in. And you can go around and have a look around, and there'll be all sorts of, rocks and decorations and bits accurate to the film for you to investigate and look around. So, if you ever want to see us do a sort of a third, very, very short video of us maybe exploring, giving a bit of a tour of these schematics, I think we'd both be up for that, would you?
I will be.
So, we'd both be very interested in having a look through those derelicts. Now, I believe sometimes xenomorphs do spawn in this area.
Yeah, there was one over there.
Yeah, I can see. We can see them spawning in. Actually, I believe this planet does technically have a day and night cycle. You just can't tell because it always looks like it's night. But at night, xenomorphs do spawn. I can see a Praetorian over in the distance there.
Yeah.
And so we're starting to get surrounded. So I think we should go back to the overworld. I think this portal should take us back to where we came from, or spit us out near spawn. Oh!
Oh,
Who are you?
behind you.
Hey!
So,
Traveling in teleporter style. The portals tend to just spit you out anywhere. We are 7,000 blocks away from spawn. If you're doing this in a mostly survival world, this would be a big bummer in getting back, wouldn't it?
yeah. Maybe note down your coordinates before you get in the portal.
Note down your coordinates and always be careful. I'm sure that in a later edition of the mod, we downloaded the latest version, which at the time of recording, which is the 28th of May, the latest version is from March. So if a newer version is created, they may add a proper way to get through the portals, something of that kind. So I think both of us should just quickly get back to home on off camera, and then we'll go through the LV-223 portal and show off the last dimension in this mod, and hopefully wrap everything up. So we made it back to our home base, Area 8. We're done with the LV-46 portal. As you can see, there's nothing really there, but it looked cool. Now, LV-223, to my knowledge, it's a bit more lively than others, than the other one. There's a bit more of an environment there, and I think there's a few more creatures. But I think most of you should just kind of check it out yourself. I'm going into game mode survival just in case, for fun. So I think we should both step through it at the same time. We may get thrown out at different points. Let's just hope that doesn't happen.
Do you think it's the these blocks that actually throw us at different points? Like if we just do one block.
That's a good idea, actually. Let's both go through the same block. Ow. Okay.
Okay. Well.
So to LV-223. I have one portal block left, so we can get back. As you can see, this plant's a bit different. There's these webbing in the trees. Very easy to break, but you get stuck in it like cobwebs. And this place is a bit more hilly. It's a bit more. There's trees of some kind.
unidentified
Um,
trees.
what are they called?
Ooh, don't pick up the wood.
What's the word called?
It's unidentified wood, but the thing doesn't actually have a texture.
Oh,
Like when you hold it.
that's interesting. Um, Again, like on LV-426, you can actually see a planet in the sky when you look up,
Yeah.
which is a very, very nice look. I have actually played with this mod before, and in my experience, well, to be honest, I play with other mods, and I usually get attacked by like a cyborg. But that isn't in the mod, so we don't need to worry about cyborgs. Oh, but here's an interesting feature. Come over to me, Garfield. Do you see me? I'm behind you. Look at that.
This one? Oh yeah, I see. Yeah.
An interesting thing actually spawns on this planet. Down here.
The goo.
Ooh. This planet actually has very large sources of goo. It sort of generates a bit like lava and water pools on the overworld. Very interesting stuff. You can kind of bathe in it. Goo is it's hard to get out of. It stops you from jumping as high, and it really sucks you down, and you can't really see. And I do believe goo mutants come from the goo in some way. Further research should be done on the goo. Interesting planet. It's much different. It's a bit more habitable. You know, out of the two planets, Garfield, LV-426 and LV-223, which one would you prefer to live on?
I prefer this one. At least it's got trees.
It's got trees. It feels like home, at least.
Homey, yeah. I wouldn't say home.
It's a bit like the Nether update. You know, it's not somewhere you. It looks nice, but you know, I just probably prefer the overworld, to be honest. Yeah. Which is good. They're quite common actually. Look, there's another one right here. This can be a bit annoying because if you do, say you're running about and you just go la 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 and you fall into the goo, well, these things do actually stop you from jumping up a single block as easily. It's a lot like tar, and you can get stuck inside it, and it can ruin your experience if you can't jump up. So, I'm going to set the time in this dimension to night to see if there's it gets actually quite dark when it turns night. So things may spawn now that it's night. Anything nearby?
I can't see anything yet.
Good that this place actually has a noticeable day and night cycle.
Whereas the other one was just pitch black constantly.
Pitch black all the time.
Oh wow.
Oh, what is it?
There's a lot of I forgot what they're called now. The shark kind of ones.
Ah, these are deacon sharks. These the deacon line, which is made by getting a trilobite, which is a big squid thing. We haven't actually showed off yet, but it's a big squid thing. And if you give that to, if you let that impregnate an engineer, you get a deacon. And I believe if you impregnate some kind of fish creature, you get a deacon shark. Now these things swim in water, so I have no idea what they're doing here. It's terrifying though because they're not dying.
No.
Just imagine getting chased by a giant fish with teeth, getting out of the water thinking it can't follow you, and then it just starts jumping. That's terrifying.
Oh damn.
Ooh, this is interesting.
What is it?
Do you see me?
Yeah, I'm trying to. These sharks kind of killing my game.
This is a very interesting.
Oh.
water blocks. Water's actually quite, you know, it's actually available here. Another thing, I don't know if you've noticed this, Garfield, but there's actually ores of materials about. There's coal ore you can find in the walls, along with copper ore and copper ore. That can be found on this planet, so that's good. You can come to this planet. It's partly livable, and it has ores. Pretty good, to be honest, isn't it? Deacon sharks seem to be the only inhabitant of this planet. That's the only really major drawback, to be honest. When you look at everything, you know, the upsides and the downsides.
Just beware of
trees. It's got trees. It's got plants. It's got coal. It's got copper. It's got water. You know, you can live here. The only problem is the sharks that climb out of the water and chase you. So maybe if you just live in the trees, you'll be okay. Yeah, it's a lot better than the LV-46 planet. Oh my goodness. Oh my. Is it okay if I just teleport you to me quickly, Garfield?
Yeah, go ahead.
Interesting thing I just saw. Looks like a normal water, you know, the little pond thing, right?
Yeah.
When? It's good, isn't it?
Oh.
Look at that.
Oh.
That's interesting. Look! Down here! Iron. Iron ore.
Silicon.
Silicon. Oh. This planet. It doesn't just have coal. It has iron as well, so you can...
There's like a...
tools.
Can you see the pocket there?
There's pockets of air all around, isn't there?
And it goes into a cave system.
There's a cave down here. See? See where I am? It just leads right into a cave. I don't know if this is lag or this is part of the world generation, but it's a very interesting thing for water to just kind of... this.
Yeah, it's a bit weird.
Quickly look, is this stone actually able to be... Ooh! So this stone can actually be crafted to make ampoules, which are things that store black goo. That's interesting fact. These things do have a crafting recipe of some kind. Oh! And...
Oh, and there's natural lava sources. Yeah, there's natural lava sources down here.
So you can get iron, you can get obsidian using the water. Next thing I know, there's like diamonds or something. This planet it's a bit more barren than the overworld, let's be honest. There's no redstone, gold, diamonds, or emeralds as far as we know. But also I found out, you know how sand can like levitate as long as you don't touch it, and then you put some of the sand beside it, and it all goes out. Same with the water. Just walk a water bucket down, it all leaked itself. And interesting. Oh, the air pockets have come. So, to go back to the overworld.
Yeah.
So, okay, I'm gonna place the block. The beacon chuck.
Do the mobs actually go through them?
They might do, but I don't really want to beacon chuck. Yeah, I accidentally got these things in the overworld a while back off camera, and it was a bit of a problem because we tried to stop filming, and we just got flooded with like 200 of these things over the hill. It was terrifying. I don't think we should allow those things back through.
So guys, that was the AVP mod. the link will be in the description, and hope you enjoy the video.
I also hope that you enjoyed the video and had a good time watching us.
Well, I learnt a lot, and I think you learnt a bit because you haven't played it for a while.
Yeah, I haven't really played it that often, and I don't think you've ever actually touched the mod before.
I haven't.
So I kind of showed you some of the features I knew about, and I actually learned a few new features from the mod, which I was unaware about. You can probably tell from my reactions, but you know, there's a lot of fun things in this mod. I'd highly recommend it. Would you?
Yeah, it'd make a great modded survival.
Yeah, definitely. I highly recommend the modded survival. Try and support the creators of the mod. I'll actually get up their names right now. Creators of the mod. To Alien vs Predator on Curse Forge. They actually have their pages to the Planet Minecraft, the Minecraft forum. They have a Discord, so try joining the Discord. Check that out. And you can actually see the members of the people who own the mod on the Curse Forge. Lots of interesting information on that page. Highly recommend checking it out.
Yeah. Thanks for that. I'll leave it all in the description. It's an awesome mod.
Yeah.
Galacticraft would go very
So yeah,
well
thank
with
you.
this.
Pardon?
Galacticraft would go very well with this.
Galacticraft would go very well with this, or any other sci-fi related mods, actually.
You can make a
While we're doing those kind of normal sort of outros every YouTuber does, let's also say, you know, if you have any mods where you'd like us to sort of do a bit of a walkthrough on, or anything like that, just ask us, you know, ask Garfield. We could do Galacticraft. We could do, I don't know, I'm a fan of sci-fi. Just see if there's any good Star Trek ones.
Yeah.
I know. Garfield is a fan of Star Trek.
I very much am.
There's a Doctor Who one. I could probably nag Garfield into doing, even though he knows basically nothing about the show. But you know, whatever mods you want us to do, you know, there's a lot. We have a lot on our list we all want to check out, and we'd love to see some extra ones from you ones, from people who watch the videos. So, yeah, we're just kind of waiting for this village to blow up. I set a nuke off here in a highly populated area, and this is what they get for not social distancing. It's just a nuclear explosion. As a famous man once said, you get what you deserve.